Cruz, no.
Philip, drop the gun and nobody will get hurt.
What about me, Castillo? They walked into my house, they pulled a gun on me. But am I the one you're here to protect?
Just put the gun down and we'll talk about it.
Come here.
Philip!
Come here.
No.
I'm not going to be railroaded. For what? I didn't do it. You keep back.
Chip is asleep.
Oh, so should the rest of us be.
I was getting worried. Where's Cruz?
Oh, well, I'm really sorry I didn't call. Cruz had to follow up on a lead. It seems that there might be a witness to identify the rapist.
Oh, thank God. That is good news, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Well, I guess you didn't really find out about your the results of your test.
We did. At least for now, they know that the baby's okay. You know, everything's normal. And they could tell whether it was a boy or girl or not, but we chose not to know. The AHLA typing, though, was inconclusive.
And that means?
They couldn't say for sure whether the baby's gene type matched Cruz's or not.
Well, that's an awful lot to put you through for nothing. You know, I never was a great believer in all of this scientific guesswork. That's all it is, you know.
Well, actually, it's quite accurate.
Well, I wouldn't know about that.
I think if I would have just waited another week, or if they would have taken another sample, it would have been different.
Well, what does Cruz say?
Nothing. He agreed with me and my doctor that having another amnio wasn't worth endangering the baby.
Of course not.
But it was important to him.
Well, he's a very methodical man, my son. He likes to gather together all the facts and then decide what to think and what to do. That's why he's so good at his job. And that's why uncertainty is the worst thing in the world for him.
Out of your mind if you think you're gonna get out of the country. You won't even make it through passport check.
I will if you want to see him alive. Oh, you tell them to clear out.
I'm not gonna tell them anything.
You tell them to clear out, I said. Go out
them.
there and get rid of them.
Don't hurt him, I'll go.
No, you won't.
Shut up! All right. We're gonna have to do this the hard way.
Oh!
Don't you move! Stand up! Stand up! You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be...
I know my rights.
Well, that's good, because you're gonna need them. Get out of here.
You know, sometimes when I doubt myself, which to tell you the truth really isn't that often, I wonder if the reason that I am not facing this is that I won't look at it and I won't even think of it as a possibility.
You could face it if you had to.
Yeah, I know I could, but to be honest with you, I don't think I will have to because I know. I mean, people look at me like I'm out of my mind, and I know I'm not. I mean, maybe I could be wrong. Yeah, I guess, maybe I could, but I know that I am not wrong. This baby is ours. And I could not be wrong about something that I feel this sure of. Does that sound...
Men don't know. Men don't know. They think that having children is something very mystical. They know what's supposed to happen and when. And they have names for all the little changes that happen from your hair to your swollen ankles. I didn't need any test to tell me I was pregnant with Cruz. I knew exactly what Cruz would be like by the time I was 6 months pregnant. Even what he'd look like. Of course, I didn't know he'd let his hair grow so long.
I just wish I could let him know the way that I know.
It's a very private thing, and I don't think you can help him. Even if the test told you what you both really want to know, would he believe it? Wouldn't there always be a small chance that that test might be wrong? Maybe he can't believe like you believe, but he's going to be fine, whatever happens. You know that, too.
Anyone can tell you that in my profession, I travel constantly. I have business dealings all over the world!
I don't care! Did you or did you not call your attorney?
Yes.
Then button it. I'm not about to start building a case on statements you're gonna claim were coerced or whatever the hell it is you're gonna try to do with this film.
I'm trying to explain why you found me with my bag packed and on my way out the door.
Let's get it on, shall we? 1:04 a.m., 12/5/88. Suspect Philip Hamilton has been informed of his right to counsel but continues voluntarily to offer information in the absence of an attorney. Is that correct, Major Hamilton?
Yes.
You claim you were on your way to Buenos Aires tonight. Is your contention the trip was for business purposes?
Yes, and I would still like to be allowed to go.
That's absolutely out of the question. You mind telling me who this business was going to be with?
Diego Monclova at Exports Ramiro.
I'll bet. You recognize this? This is a notebook in your hand, bearing your fingerprints, detailing the dates and the times of each rape, where they occurred, what the evidence was.
Turn it off!
I'll be happy to turn it off. Now, shall we wait for your attorney?
You don't know who you're dealing with. And what you say can also be held against you in any court of law. Every single accusation that you have...
Wait a second. Let's set the record straight, shall we? I haven't accused you of anything. When I get around to deciding that you raped and beat my wife, that moment will be a whole lot less pleasant than this one. Where's Zach? Dr. Kilton?
He says Hamilton looks like the guy, but that's all he could say.
We've had it. I mean, the lineup is not going to work. They already know each other by sight, at least.
I sent Kilton to have a cup of coffee and review this thing in his head, and then he'll come back and take another look.
All right.
I put Celia to work on checking out this Monclova you mentioned in Buenos Aires.
Have her check out the export company, too. She'll probably have to go through Interpol. I can tell her who to talk to.
No problem.
Thanks.
Hi.
I'm sorry to call you down here at this time.
No, I didn't mind coming, and your mother didn't mind staying. I saw Daddy outside. I can't believe you got there when you did.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Well, I mean, you know what I thought at one time, but if you're asking that I remember something to identify him, what about Zach?
Zach, not yet.
What do you think?
God help me, I am trying not to think. I am trying to let the evidence convince me. Hi.
Hi.
I got a bone to pick with the two of you.
We're the ones that are waiting around here for 2 hours, you know.
Well, welcome to police work. What were you thinking, Mr. C, to grab a gun and go charging into the man's house like that?
We tried to find you. We sent Ted after you.
Hamilton was leaving town. Would you rather we have let him go?
I would rather you skip the showdown at Dodge City stuff. You guys are, you're grown-ups. But thank you anyway. Call it even this time. The stenographer's here. You ready to make a statement?
Very ready. Excuse us. Excuse us.
What a pair. I know.
What are you laughing about?
I was just thinking the same thing. Lucky us.
How lucky.
Is that an impertinent question?
I actually know all about the two of you hanging out at that diner. Where you two used to go all the time?
Your husband has a big mouth.
Mm-mm. I just trained him well.
There is something happening. Does that answer your question?
Mama, I think it was a little more impertinent to that. I mean, come on. You don't hesitate to pry into our lives when you want to know something.
I'm shy.
Yeah, right. So's Imelda Marcos.
I'm also gun shy. He drives me crazy, and he sweeps me off my feet all at the same time. Of course, I love him. But do I want to go back arranging his flowers and rubbing elbows with the miserable, pushed-around wives of the miserable men that he pushes around at the office? That's another question.
I see.
Let's make a deal. If you don't want an honest answer, don't ask.
You know, it's the middle of the night, darling. know what the hell I was thinking calling you down here. Why don't you go home and get some sleep?
All I would do is lie there with my eyes open, wondering what you were doing and when you were going to call me to tell me everything's okay.
That's not going to happen tonight, believe me. I'll have Gardner give you a ride, okay?
Well, listen, what about you? How about you do a fresh start in the morning?
Well, I can't...
Excuse me.
Yeah.
The search team turned up these at Hamilton's place. Now, they're mud-caked, but the size and the waffling do not fit our print.
Can you get me a soil analysis?
If you think it'll do any good.
Well, I don't know what'll do any good, so let's do everything. What did Celia come up with?
Now, there is an exporters Ramiro in Buenos Aires, and she even got a line on this Diego Monclova, but he wasn't available for questioning.
All right, let's plan a tip. You call Buenos Aires, you say you're from the DEA, and the guy's a suspected drug runner. That'll get him available.
Okay.
Who's working on Hamilton's alibis for the nights of the other attacks?
Yes. I mean, it's 3 in the morning, we're understaffed. Here I am.
I'm proud of you, Victor. All right. You see, we only have enough to keep Hamilton for 24 hours. That reckless endangerment charge is never going to stick since your father pulled the gun first, which means bail is going to be peanuts. He'll be back out on the streets, which I cannot afford if he's the one. Obviously, nobody can.
You're very good. Very good.
Well, I'm fixing to try to get better, believe me.
Hamilton's lawyer just moseyed in.
It's about time. Bring Hamilton up.
You got it, Cruz.
Darling, I love you. I love you. I love the baby. Both of you should get some sleep. And don't wait up.
Okay. I think I'll be able to sleep good tonight after all.
Sweet dreams.
Good morning.
Is that what it is?
Did you just get in?
Yeah, I didn't want to come up and wake you.
You don't look like you can make it up the stairs. A new milestone. The baby woke me up. He or she must have heard you come in.
Well, he or she may just end up being like that, you know.
I know. Wake us up every hour in the hour. Come on in.
In that case, we'll just have to think of tonight as some kind of rehearsal, huh?
Listen, do you want some coffee or do you want sleep?
Neither just now. Are you up?
What, do you have something to tell me?
Well, I know more now than I did before.
You talked to the man from Buenos Aires?
Yeah, there is a man, there is a company, and he and Hamilton had a business meeting set up for later this week, which doesn't in itself mean much.
What does?
That all the evidence we've accumulated runs in a circle. I guess I just didn't want to come to it. I'm really sorry, darling. He's not the one.